Hello and welcome to whoever happened to stumble upon this video or come back to my channel. Hi, my name is Dana and I'm very happy to have you here today. So I actually started this video I think last week, but I hadn't filmed an intro yet to it. So it's my third project for my painting class. We're doing non-objective abstractions, and this is the first time we had to stretch our own canvas, so I recorded that, so you'll see all those clips after this. It was kind of a struggle. I've never made a canvas before, so it's not a tutorial by any means because I've literally never done it, so I don't think I'd be a good person to follow, but I thought it'd be cool to share. So for all of my canvas stretching material, I got 4 20-inch stretcher bars and a big, I don't remember how many feet, maybe like 4 feet or 6 feet of unprimed canvas, both from Blick Art Materials. And again, this is by no means a tutorial. As you can see, I'm following a tutorial. So first I put the stretcher bars together, which was very challenging for me to figure out for some reason. I just could not get them to come together. And after some time, I got it. And as you will see, I get a rubber mallet handed to me from nowhere. And by nowhere, I mean my dad. And I malleted the sides together to make the frame. And there you go, my magic mallet appears. So once I had my frame securely hammered together, I laid out my big roll of canvas, and I wanted to be pretty liberal with cutting this out since this was my first time making a canvas. I definitely didn't want to cut too little and then end up wasting it, so I kind of marked around it, and like I said, I really added a lot of wiggle room on my sides to make sure it would be big enough to cover my canvas. And what the video I watched recommended was that you kind of cut it a little bit to get it going, and then you rip it because it'll rip a lot straighter with the fibers of the canvas. Then I laid my frame out on top of it and got my trusty staple gun and staple gunned the frame and the canvas together, which was quite tricky. I was a little nervous about, my fingers, and I just showed me stapling the sides. It took me quite a long time to figure out how to fold the corners, and I'm pretty sure I still, didn't do it perfect, but, I thought it came out pretty good for a first try. Once I had my canvas all built, I had to prime it with some white gesso, and this took a couple of layers. I think I did either 3 or 4 because, as you'll see in the beginning, this was my first layer I was recording. The canvas really soaks up so much of the gesso that you really have to put a bunch of layers on it to get a layer built up on your canvas, and that's why you prime it, because if you were to try and paint straight onto unprimed canvas, it would just absorb most of your paint. And this project has gotten pretty interesting, and abstract's really not my usual style, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So what we had done initially, the professor told us we had to write 5 rules for ourselves, because in non-objective abstraction paintings, that's something that the artists do. They set rules for the painting, like different steps where you have to follow rules, and then you have to do that. And also it's non-objective, so it's not supposed to depict anything. Like, you couldn't say, one of my steps is that I'm gonna paint an apple. Like, it can't be anything that is representative of something, if that makes sense. So we wrote 5 rules, but then there was a plot twist. We submitted our rules on Canvas, and then we got randomly assigned 5 different rules from 5 different people. My rules. So I will tell you guys what they are. I just did my second rule. I recorded those clips as well, but like I said, I started this video last week. But my first one was to paint the whole canvas my favorite color. So as you'll see, I paint my whole canvas yellow. And for my yellow, I did a mix of cadmium yellow, lemon yellow, and titanium white. Step 2 is close your eyes and pick a random paint color. Paint the lower right corner using this color. And part of what makes these rules interesting is you get to interpret what they mean. So it doesn't say paint the bottom right corner in any sort of shape or anything like that, or that it even has to be a solid color. Sorry if you hear Nova. But yeah, so that's kind of what makes these paintings interesting, is you get to get your own interpretation with that. And then my third rule is that I have to use 3 shades of blue, so I'm going to work on that one next. That's probably where I'll stop this painting today, but then I'll kind of continue on with you guys because it's due next week. My fourth rule is to use at least 2 different shapes. And then my last one is I have to paint thin black 1-inch lines, horizontal or vertical, across the bottom of your canvas. So that's what it's going to be. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I don't really have like an image in my mind, but I'm going to take you guys through that and then show you the project once it's done. So for my 3 different shades of blue, I used ultramarine blue as my base color, and I mixed it with white to make a dark, medium, and light tone. I decided to make this step super gestural and use 2 different size brushes and just make strokes of the colors wherever felt right, without going over them, just 1 stroke and done. Hello guys, we are back on the abstract painting. I got a haircut, so some new things are happening in this video, but I kind of started on, I'm like spinning around the room, my next step, which I'll show you in a sec, which was to paint 2 different shapes. So I did really big, well, some really dark and some big purple triangles. I think I'm going to do, well, I know I want to do circles to kind of go with the circles I have going on in the right corner, which I'll show you guys in a sec. I'll flip it, but I want to do them in a light purple. I'm thinking to try and tie in with the dark purple. So let me show you. So here we go. They end up being super dark, this purple, and I have to peel this off, which I'm a little nervous. So we can do it together. Let's see. Oh no, we got some leakage. Okay, I'm gonna go peel these all off and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so they actually turned out better than the first one looked. Where are my other ones? So I'm definitely gonna still go in and do like some little touch-ups, but that first peel of tape was a little deceiving as to how they came out. So I'm gonna touch those up a little bit. And then like I was saying with the circles, so I wanna kind of bring these, I know I just got paint all over my finger, kind of in more into the rest, but I wanna use this purple shade, but mixed to be lighter. So kind of maybe, I'm thinking at a tone either similar to this or this shade of blue, but definitely that same purple to add in those circles. All right, so here was a shade of purple that I mixed. I ended up going a little darker than I expected, but here is what we are looking at. Yes, I added, you know, circles like I said I was going to. I really just have 1 step left, which is, mind doing some sketching. Oh, also, we're doing a still life too. Here's my still life, but that's done. That wasn't part of the video, but here she is. So our next one, paint thin black 1-inch lines, horizontal or vertical, across the bottom of your canvas. So I'm gonna have to do some sketching to kind of see what I think I want to do with this, so we'll see. Here we are tonight. All right, so I decided on vertical lines, and I did a couple on the right side and then some on the left side a little bit lower. When I had done the purple triangles, at least for the first couple, I used paint that had been thinned down, and I found that those ran more underneath the tape. So for the black lines, I used completely regular paint, no paint thinner whatsoever, and I definitely think that helped make the lines cleaner. All right, so it is finished. And it was really stressful because I was trying to do some touch-ups and like I kept smearing and things like that. But we finally came to this. The last step was my 1-inch lines. They're definitely a little bumpy, but because of the texture underneath, it would have been impossible to fix. I think I'm just gonna lean into that it's supposed to be like that because of what's underneath it. And these ones I touched up. The paint's still a little bit wet, so it's a little different, the shade. But here it is, the final abstract.
And thank you, Dana. Let's move on.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. We had our critique last night and that went really well. I got a lot of good feedback from my professor this whole time with this project, so critique was good. I have a video where I just show finishing my still life. I didn't do like a full progress video like I did for this one. We are starting figure painting next, so if you guys do want to see another progress video like I did on this one, let me know and I can do that for you. Subscribe if you are not already. I have some other art videos. I can link my art video playlist, whatever side you link on, so if you guys want to check those out. I'm planning for a 1,000 subscriber giveaway where I'm going to make a painting for a subscriber, so if you are not subscribed already, hit subscribe and stay tuned for the giveaway. I think it's gonna be pretty soon, so stay tuned. I'll be posting a video once we hit 1,000 kind of about the rules and like what the painting kind of parameters are gonna be and stuff like that. So if you wanna be a part of that, subscribe, stay tuned. Like this video if you liked it, that helps me a lot to know what you guys like to see. Comment down below if you wanna see me do a figure painting video like I said. And I make new videos every Sunday and Wednesday, so stay tuned for the next one.